Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. We're jumping profound into the hurricane adventure of Kell Mitchell. Furthermore, his ex-Taisha lock in light of the fact that we're uncovering the muddled subtleties that have kept fans talking and pondering about their turbulent relationship, from unstable allegations to awful disclosures it seemed. Like each layer of their harmful marriage uncovers more show than the last. Go along with us as we filter through the disorder and get to the core of their story, since with regards to cherish popularity. What's more, in the middle between, there's generally more going on behind the scenes with regards to marriage. It's urgent to try not to get engaged with somebody who battles with instability. Kell Mitchell's ex said, "He may not be all around as short as a mythical person. However, he is on the more modest side," which in some cases caused him to have positive expectations about himself, alongside his level of frequently an untidy marriage had a shaky outlook on his look. She didn't like his teeth or his eyes and wore glasses that made him seem as though he had Coke bottles for focal points. These sentiments weighed vigorously on him regardless of whether he didn't show it. Ostensibly, these frailties were not something I had any awareness of in him. From the start, I accepted I had thought about all the significant qualities prior to reaching out, seeing the recent, very astonishing improvements encompassing Mitchell and Taisha Hampton, particularly after all they appear to have accomplished together. From the outside, their relationship looked extraordinary. The two initially met on the arrangement of Great Burger, where Taisha likewise filled in as an entertainer, likewise where Kell Mitchell spruced up as Ed in 2024. They got hitched in 1999 and invited two wonderful youngsters, getting a charge out of the highs of Kell's prospering acting profession anyway. What had all the earmarks of being an amazing life before long turned muddled throughout the long term. Their marriage has disentangled, prompting some extremely untidy claims being tossed this way and that between them. It's frustrating to see such a once celebrated couple presently got in a tornado of allegations and show in an astonishing turn. The narrative of Kell Mitchell and his ex proceeds to disentangle, bring up issues about trust, what's more, genuineness in their relationship later. They had a child together. Kell wedded his ex-wife anyway. Things got confounded when they confronted a fetus removal also. She later asserted that the cut-off child was not Kell's. This stunning disclosure has left many confounded. How might he anticipate that individuals should trust such wild claims, like being pregnant by three various men? It's difficult to comprehend where he's coming from, and his psychological state appears to be sketchy. On the other hand, Kell's spouse solidly denies any allegations of treachery. She affirms that their two youngsters are most certainly Kell, and that he even went through the inconvenience of getting a DNA test to demonstrate it. Noticing that when someone is trapped in something completely false, they frequently attempt to move the fault onto others. Later, Kell Mitchell and his ex invited their child in 1999 and their little girl, Charm, in 2002. An upset marriage. Things started to change emphatically for their family. Kell's acting profession, which had once been on the ascent, began to dial back. Essentially, this decrease in his expert life put a burden on their marriage, prompting difficult issues between the couple during this testing time. Kell's ex took on the job of a stay-at-home mother, completely focused on bringing up their youngsters. She committed herself to breastfeeding them until they were 3 years of age, which shows exactly that she was so given to their childhood that the kids didn't join in childcare and they didn't have sitters. It is possible that she was the person who remained at home to really focus on them. This was not a simple task, particularly in light of the fact that Kell battled with drug use. During this period, his ex felt totally in obscurity about his whereabouts, and his battles making what is going on significantly more troublesome during this troublesome period while Kell was battling with his addictions to drugs also. Pulling back from his vocation, I kept on really buckling down in the background. I was occupied with delivering, composing, and coming up with new storylines for Kell's project. Tad, sadly, on account of his compulsion, he couldn't deal with his shows any longer. This change had a tremendous influence on his mentality and conduct, which started to move emphatically. As a result, he ended up boycotted from the business and the organization that once embraced him. By 2005, the circumstance had turned out to be excessively, and Kell petitioned for separate from. In the years that followed, his ex Taisha implied that betrayal was one of the primary purposes behind their partition. It's grievous to think that while she was battling for their relationship, Kell was affirmatively engaged with cheating and, surprisingly, paying for whores. It's accounted for that he was living in a high-rise that he leased for a whore, all while keeping this mystery from her. This kind, managing the wretchedness of disloyalty, adds one more layer of torment to a generally grieved marriage. For some individuals, connections based on trust can immediately go to pieces when one accomplice is untrustworthy after Kell Mitchell and Taisha Hampton's separation. Kell opened up about his battles in a meeting with Individuals magazine. He uncovered that he was managing gloom and even had considerations about ending his own life. It's disastrous to catch wind of anybody going through such a dim time, particularly somebody who once had an effective profession. To adapt to the aggravation he was feeling, Kell went to substance use, thinking it would assist him with getting away from his inconveniences anyway. As he confronted these difficulties, he tracked down another way by looking for solace in his confidence. He credits God for giving him strength during those miserable days when all that felt overpowering. By 2012, Kell had the option to find love once more with a lady named Asia Lee. Their relationship bloomed, and they invited a wonderful girl named Shrewdness. In 2017, becoming a dad again appeared to give him pleasure and inspiration, helping him push ahead in life. In 2019, he took a considerably greater step by turning into a minister, which shows his longing to help others and offers encounters in a genuine snapshot of petition. Kell Mitchell communicates his profound confidence, saying, "Sublime Father, fill me with the essence of God in Jesus' name. Fill me with the essence of God in Jesus' name. I get it in Jesus' name." Take an inhale out. I get it in Jesus' name. I get the essence of God in Jesus' name. Glory be. Thank heaven. In 2020, Kell invited another section into his existence with the introduction of his child, Honor, which made him a pleased dad of 4. In March 2021, things took a sensational turn at the point when Taisha reappeared in public discussion, uncovering some serious claims against Kell Mitchell as to the treatment of her and their kids. In a striking Instagram post, she pronounced that she would never again acknowledge being a casualty of his activities and was not set in stone to guarantee all that she accepted she was owed. Taisha didn't keep down expressing that Kell was not genuinely a godly man since he neglected to satisfy his obligations as a dad, furthermore, an accomplice. Yet what precisely did she mean by monetary issues, as indicated by ITSA? Kell pursued the stunning choice to spend a walloping $800,000 on another home in 2020, even though he was just making near $630,000. This sort of expenditure appeared very foolish to her and brought up issues about his needs. She claimed that due to his financial decisions, he wound up owing her a faltering $1 million in kidbacking and back charges. Maybe considerably more amazing was her case that she confronted lawful difficulties due to Kell's monetary issues, expressing that she had been secured because of his obligations to the IRS. Now this present circumstance raises eyebrows. How could it be that he owed cash to the IRS yet she wound up confronting prison time? This doesn't exactly include Taisha's claims against Kell Mitchell go past cash issues. She asserts that after their separation, he sold their family home, leaving her and their kids without a spot to live. Taisha additionally blamed Kell for abusing and disregarding their 2 youngsters, which is inconceivably difficult. Now this raises a few central issues. It's hard to comprehend how an adjudicator would let somebody sell a family home and leave the other parent and the youngsters with no backing or haven. I mean, genuinely, did they get separated from in night court or something? It appears to be truly bizarre and out of line. An adjudicator is normally expected to consider the well-being of the kids while simply deciding and leaving them destitute. Doesn't appear as though that would be a piece of any dependable administering. Taisha's claims paint an image. Kell's Instagram post of a tough spot raised significant conversations about parental obligations and the effect of choice ISS made during and after a marriage. People in general are left pondering how such a difficult circumstance could happen. Furthermore, it highlights the requirement for responsibility in connections, particularly when youngsters are associated with a response to Taisha's serious charges. Thanks for watching this video.